Oh, hey y'all, I'm in a sassy mood. Oh.
So much, you may even get tired of winning, and you'll say, please, please, it's too much winning. We can't take it anymore. Mr. President, it's too much. And I'll say, no, it isn't. We have to keep winning. We have to win more. We're going to win more.
Good morning, everyone. Why is the tip goal chimping out? What's going on? What's happening? The tip goal has lost its mind. Well, how you guys doing? I'm sitting here trying to get all the connections put together and realized I forgot something. And there we go. Now it just adjusted. Shout out to Lurch getting us started with some magical internet money. $88 worth. Thank you, sir. Thank you, my man. I'm trying to come up with a name for the magical internet money. He says he gave me crypto AIDS. So we have to figure out what AIDS stands for. Astrolabe, something or other. The soundboard's not working? Of course it's not. Of course the soundboard isn't working. Ridiculous. Absurd. I'll do the soundboard sounds here in a minute. Yeah, I'm sitting here getting everything set up and realized I forgot something. Anyways, did you guys have a good night? There are lots of news things that are happening right now. The only one that matters, of course, is the U.S. and the World Cup and the hullabaloo around Fuller and Balogun's red card. And Jonathan Hemingway in the chat, we just started, sir. You are just in time. We are just kicking off. So I got some stuff on that today. Of course, you guys better be supporting the boys tonight. Tonight is the big one. And Belgium is fucking crying and howling and acting like a bunch of insecure little faggots. And so for that, if for no other reason, for that reason, they must be MAGA-cocked. My president is the final authority, the final decision. He doesn't even have to make the call, you know. You realize that, right? He did make the call, but he didn't have to. This is what it's like when you are the indefatigable head of the hegemon. This is just how it is. He doesn't even have to make the call. Making the call is a formality. Yeah, Barndon, Belgium is bitch made for this. They are squealing. They ought to be heavy favorites coming into this. But no. Incredible things are happening. A lot of these games have been way closer than you might expect. A dark horse surging at just the right time, with the energy of the entire country behind them. I am daring to hope, boys and girls. I am daring to hope. This is after this match. Like if they play this match tight, especially given all the other surroundings and everything, it'll still be considered a successful World Cup cycle for the U.S. team. If they win this match, the rest of the way is just playing with house money. It doesn't get any better than that. so good. So hopefully you guys are going to be supporting the boys tonight. Game starts at 7 o'clock my time. So we'll see. I don't think we're going to go all the way up until then, but I've got some things for us to watch today. I promised you guys that I was going to play for you the 2 speeches that Trump gave over the weekend. The man was just cooking. Just beaming with quiet confidence and pride. Just like me. He's literally me. I am manifesting my president. Never has there been a better time to be alive for a patriot. The patriot energy is off the charts. Hopefully you guys were able to watch the Sudaway from last night, the Patriot. Oh man, and the edits in between, spliced in between as commercial breaks. Oh, it was. We are. I have a feeling we have not hit the summit yet, but it felt like yesterday we hit. Let's say yesterday we hit the first base camp. That's how it felt. You've got a long slog behind you, and you finally reached a point where you can, re-energize yourself to head for the next camp. One might even call it a golden age for patriots. So true. I saw someone pointed out that America is now closer to its 500th anniversary than its birth. That's the type of thinking I like. What is America in 500 years, or America at 500 years, going to look like? Because if you think there's not going to be an America in 250 years, you've lost the plot. America is not crumbling. America is not falling apart. America is not degenerating. America has had a period of a few decades of stagnation and fighting enemies within. But America has had these little periods, little pockets of generations for the entire time that it's existed. In the eventual story of America, this Baja be that blessed, is a blip on the radar. In the long history of America, when the tale is finally told of the story of America, this will be seen as a blip. Just a brief interregnum to deal with the libtards. And the libtards are reeling. They're down bad. So I got the 2 speeches that he gave. Trump gave a speech at Mount Rushmore, and then he gave the speech before the great and glorious fireworks show. And they were just, I don't know, there was like, you're not going to get some great announcement of a new policy. You're not going to get, there was nothing that was super inflammatory necessarily. But the things that he was saying just casually, and clearly fully believing every last word of it. It was just, I want to say it was too much for my patriot soul, but it wasn't. It somehow made my patriot soul bigger. It expanded it. Theodore Dragonsbane says we are in a time of rebirth, which is a time of destruction and creation, chaos and order. Yes. Okay. Please do tip your streamer, folks. I got to put got to pin it in the chat over here. Please do support the cause. And I can't talk and type. One of those things that I don't know. When I'm in the right mood, I can dial in. Otherwise the brain can focus on one thing at a time. Spud Ruckus says people are going to look back and wonder how we were able to put up with them. The libtards, yeah. Somehow we just think of what sort of stuff we're made of, that we have been able to coexist with libtards. Think about that. Imagine a libtard, and then imagine coexisting with them. And here we are, it's commonplace. But if you backed yourself out of this situation somehow, you could take a detached third positionist view at it, I guess not third positionist, but a third position view, you would be like, oh my God. Yeah, like I would rather have a plague than have to coexist with libtards. But it's familiar. Yep, they're libtards. We live with them. And yet, look at what we've accomplished. Look at how extraordinary America is in spite of the coexistence with libtards. Only certain countries have what it takes to coexist with and overcome a plague of libtards. Only certain countries can do it. You can see the rest of them. The rest of them are smothering. They're drowning. They've barely got their head above water. The libtards are going to pull them down. We won't let it happen. We will take this burden on yet again, because this is what we do. This is what we do as Americans. We save the world. We are here to save the world. You heard it here first, folks. Listen to the Astrolabe. Share the show. Please on YouTube, like the stream and leave me a comment. Tip your streamer. No freeloading. Tips.kingpill.com. All right. Now, there is currently an island-wide blackout reported in Cuba. See, there is so much patriot energy emanating out of America that Cuba literally cannot stand it. A haven of communists. They shrink away. They screech and howl as they descend into darkness in the presence of powerful patriot energy. This is what's happening right now.
No, get those lights off!
Carry me home.
Trump said, get those lights off, and Cuba was plunged into darkness.
Uh-oh. Boner alert.
A shekel for a good guy.
Oh, that was for Lurch. And speaking of shekels, Jeff!
Hey, friend, listen, I know America is awesome right now, but it's gonna get way better.
Oh, yeah! That's right, it is. 1776. Thank you, Dale. America is awesome right now, but it's gonna get way better. You all have no idea what you're in for. Check this out. John Conrad says, the moment you realize those old, stunning, impossible-looking oil paintings of sailing ships and storms were absolutely accurate. Look at this. This is real footage. All the ships of the world are flocking to our shores.
International ships that came to the shores of New Jersey to celebrate America's 250th anniversary. They gathered in Sandy Hook, and this is a historical location because nearly 250 years ago, it was right here at this location that George Washington's army drove the British from New Jersey. It was from this day that the last British ships of the Revolutionary War departed. So this is pretty incredible.
One of the largest tall ships in the world, and there are ships coming from all over the place, from Italy, Germany, Spain, and more allies, all showing support for America's 250th birthday.
The scenes of it. The scenes. The ships braving the seas to come meet and memorialize at the location where the Brits removed themselves, tail between their legs. Yeah, imagine seeing that, knowing they were coming for you with malice. Oh, all of the nations are marveling at the greatness of America. This sort of greatness right here. Travis Pastrana and crew filmed one of the most badass 4th of July Americana videos ever, even though the Black Hawk blew him straight to the ground during a pinned third gear wheelie, slamming his head into the ground. This is how we celebrate in America.
So we got Rocker over here. He's got a horse and a flag. We got this taxi squatch on top of the American bus, next to the Raminator, next to the
Raminator!
Every car from Fast and the Furious. There is a lot of America, a lot of flags, and I think we're supposed to start now because the tough truck just took off. So helmets up.
All right, see you over there, boys.
Sounds good.
I'm ready, man. The kids ready for school? Let's go pick them up.
I'm ready. Let's go. All right, this is the big one.
I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous.
She's got no brakes, so when this baby's in gear, she's going.
He's going.
3, 2, 1, caution rig, roll out.
That's awesome, dude. Let's go. Oh my God, dude, that's crazy.
Americans will just look at that and say, hell yeah. Ah!
That sounds like freedom. Freedom!
Ah! Loud noises!
Howie had so much push on Travis, it blew him down on the ground. He lost his visor. I watched the whole thing. Trav was over there wheeling past the helicopter. When that big gust of wind from the blades hit him, flattened him. The wind from that Black Hawk helicopter flattened him on the ground. His face hit the dirt, broke his visor off.
I had to go back in my visor. Did anyone else see that? I was doing a wheelie, third gear pin, I don't know, 40 miles an hour, and the Black Hawk was coming up this way, and it sent a gust of wind, and the bike went yop.
I mean, we're on sand, so it's kind of soft, and
It was not soft. It was, my visor would disagree. It was not fit. My face hit the ground so hard. Oh, I gotta go rally. I gotta go. That sucked.
I know exactly how that felt.
That the only thing we have to fear is fear itself.
Oh my God! What a country! Ah! Yeah, Straight Buster, dying empire, by the way. Oh! I just spent all day yesterday just losing my ever-loving patriot mind. And it looks like today is going to be the same. Yeah, it would have been the exact same with Kamala, by the way, right? Imagine being someone who is walking through the day today, beholding all of these sorts of things, knowing that they have takes on the record, posted out there for everyone to see for all time, talking about the collapse of the American empire. It's all over. Might as well just vote for Democrats. Both parties are the same. Trump's not doing anything. It's all over, bros. How do you live with yourself? How do you not delete yourself off the internet in shame? These people have either no shame or are they just retarded? It's unbelievable.
The only acceptable political theory is complete undying loyalty to Donald Trump.
Never listen to a panickin.
I got another one. I can't get enough of these. British couple's first impression of Georgia.
Hey, before you leave Georgia, though, get you a good Georgia Bulldog. It'll feel better on your head.
That is the voice of a patriot. You hear that voice, you know there's a patriot attached to it.
Get you a good Georgia Bulldog. It'll feel better on your head.
I've been indoctrinated. I've been a Tuscaloosa.
So touring?
Yes, sir, yeah.
Okay, one spot there, I don't know if y'all know about Fort Valley.
We just came from there.
Y'all just came?
Yeah. We went to Miss Jackie's Wings.
I know
and
y'all should have went to lane packing too.
Y'all should have went lane packing. That's what
we did. We've been there as well. Yeah. Oh, we are having.
You know this old boy. If this old boy gives you a food recommendation, you listen to what he says. This man knows his food.
Y'all should have went lane packing. That's what
we did. We've been there as well. Yeah. Oh, we are having the most Georgian first day ever.
and when y'all get a chance, go to Buc-ee's.
To Buc-ee's.
We've been to Buc-ee's already today.
Today, yeah. We're ticking everything off. Is that what we call you guys? Georgians? Georgians. Okay, perfect. There we go.
Now, before you leave, I'm going to have to get you a Bulldog hat.
I tell you what I'll do is I'm going to look for like a Georgia hat.
There you
Maybe
go.
it's not an SEC hat, but just something to do with Georgia.
It's got to have big G on it.
Oh, yeah, that'll do.
I'm going to look forward to y'all coming back before you leave. Now, you got 2 months here.
Yeah.
So that means you can make several trips here. So where are you going to be staying tonight? Do you know?
Tonight we're staying at the something 40 hotel, something like that. It's in the downtown area of Macon, so we should be good. And then we just want to explore lots of different places around. Are you from Macon originally? You're Macon born and bred, but I guess the Air Force took you away to different places.
Well, I was Silver Service.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
What does that mean? Apologise for my ignorance.
I just worked on the base.
Right. Okay.
I wasn't in the military.
Right.
But I worked for the government.
I see. Right.
I worked on F-15s.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So you're an engineer?
No. I was a supervisor over the F-15 paint depaint shop.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah.
I imagine they need paint jobs quite often. Them planes. Yeah, I'm
so
sure.
Tell me your name again.
I'm Jack Ainsley. Jack, J-A-C-K.
Okay,
yeah.
and Paige.
Paige. Jack
y'all
and
are a
Paige.
beautiful couple.
Thank you, sir. You're a beautiful person. Honestly, I can't tell you enough how nice Georgian people have been. Since we crossed over the state, everybody's just been so...
we try to be.
Yeah, it's real southern hospitality here, right?
Those that are not nice, they're not from Georgia. We just kick them out.
I love that. You're an absolute gentleman. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for trading.
I appreciate it.
Miss Paige.
There you are.
I'm going to look forward to y'all come back
I will do.
before you leave.
I will do.
I love that accent. I only work here from, I run this from September.
One of the most American men you'll ever see.
No, from April through about the middle of September.
So you only do the seasonal fruits. Everything's fresh in season.
Then I close up for the year, and me and my wife travel a little bit.
Nice.
And we love to fish.
Where's your favorite place to travel in the US? Or?
In the US?
Yeah.
One of our most favorite places is up in the Smoky Mountains in Tennessee.
In Tennessee, nice.
We might go there on this
What's
trip.
that? Yeah.
It's about,
have you got a recommendation, a town or a place that we can go to?
I would go to, you would love Gatlinburg, Tennessee.
Gatlinburg, okay, yeah.
Gatlinburg. You can Google that. It's kind of a honeymoon.
Nice.
You go to suburbia, small town America, and find an old boomer dude. That's the guy you want to talk to. If you want to know something about how the town runs, where the best places are, what the history of it is, this man has forgotten more beautiful things than I will ever know. He's lived through a wonderful time and had so many great experiences. We've got to love our boomers, man.
Type of thing.
Yeah, good getaway in the mountains.
And they have Gatlinburg. It's just about everything in the world.
Oh my goodness, look at
this. Oh, that does look wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like an old English town in the mountains.
It's probably about a 6-hour drive from here to Gatlinburg.
Yeah.
So you'd enjoy it. Yeah.
You stop off at a couple of bookies along the way.
There you go.
Wonderful. Oh, I'm not taking your time. Thank you, sir. God bless and have a great day. Enjoy. I'll see you again, okay?
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Sorry. Taking up their time. Good, thank you. How are you?
All right.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
There you go, fellow SEC fan.
Yes,
Look,
yes.
We're both red.
Yeah. I don't like that team, though.
No, I'm sorry. I'm in enemy territory now
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah,
But
for
I'll
real.
be honest, I don't have another hat than this one. So
That's all right.
yeah, I'm waiting to find a new neutral hat that I can wear along the way.
You need a Georgia hat. Go get
That accent is saving him right now.
Isn't the SEC?
This man would eat him alive if he didn't have that accent.
Just so great.
It is.
Oh, we're from England, so it's such a rushing experience for us.
Really?
Yes, it's like
You have nothing like
And by eat him alive, I mean literally start taking bites out of him.
this.
Yeah, I thought it was like more like soccer in England.
it is. Yeah, big soccer. All right, enjoy.
You said soccer.
Thank you, sir. Goodbye. Thank you.
Go down to the
Get you another hat.
I'll try. If I don't get myself a new hat around here, I'm going to end up in one of these ambulances, guys. Georgia, what is this, man? Alabama has my heart, but you can just tell that this is Alabama's neighbour. Wow, getting emotional about just how kind, how down to earth, how open and loving everybody we've met is here, guys. It reminds me of Alabama. And it's not about rivalries or which state's better, or we love the SEC banter, of course. But guys, just think about the Deep South, America, and the reputation that it gets from people internationally or people in the North or whatever. This is a reality of it, guys. Our lovely gentleman over there with his quite primitive store selling in-season fruits and chatting away and hoping we'll come back, guys. That's just... Georgia. In my heart.
How can you not love your people? I love Americans so much. We've let them down. And he didn't beat me ass in it. Oh. Kate says, this makes me want to visit the rest of America. I still want to visit Europe one day too, but I really want to experience the rest of my country. Man, think about tourism as an industry in the United States over the next few decades. As all these stories go out and all these people spread back out, go back to their home countries with a whole new picture of America, tourism is actually probably going to be an underappreciated, underinvested industry. That just occurred to me just now. Where was it here? 7%ers said those old boomers will chat at you for an hour if you let them. Oh, totally. Yes. Yes, they have so much to share. They love people so much. Like to a fault. They love people to a fault. They had their excesses, but they just want to share experiences with other people. They just want to convey the knowledge that they have. Very living in the moment sort of people. Okay, check this out. The FIFA World Cup 26 shot on a USA 1994 film camera. This is gonna get some of you guys. I can feel it. Oh! The lighting! Look at some of these. Just it's weird. I like seeing this, seeing the way that the flash is working and the lighting in the room and the depth of field and everything. It, for whatever reason, it's like a portal that takes me back to actually physically being in places like that back then. Let me pull this up so you guys can see it better. Look at that. It's so rich. This one. Oh, man. Blood memories unlocking. So true. Look at that. This reminds me of being a little kid and looking at sports magazines like Sports Illustrated. I was a subscriber to Sports Illustrated for kids for so long. And studying about sports history and hearing about these great notable events and only having photos like this. Because like you couldn't just like go to YouTube and look for clips from some old Super Bowl or something like that. So just sitting there, I can feel the magazine as I'm opening it and just looking at the players and kind of imagining the way that they're moving, like reading a description of how the play worked and trying to imagine it. That's what this takes me back to. Yeah, it's the lack of LEDs. That's a huge part of this. The LEDs are just such shitty light. Beautiful scenes. Now, yesterday, or not yesterday, but was it yesterday? 2 days ago. Whenever. France and Paraguay played, and France ended up winning. It was a huge, they were overwhelming favorites. And Paraguay, like all of the South American teams, except for like Argentina and Brazil, kind of, their style of play is essentially just sit deep and turn it into a brawl as much as possible. Like the goal of the playing style is let's make sure that we play as little soccer today as possible, because if we start playing soccer, we're going to get our asses handed to us. So we have to do everything we possibly can to prevent a game of soccer from breaking out. And so the game got just super chippy and just as expected, basically. France ended up winning because of a penalty kick, and the teams were fighting each other and throwing balls at each other and stuff, and it was just absolute contempt for each other. And a Paraguayan senator, this woman here, her name is Celeste Amarilla. She did not take kindly to Kylian Mbappe's antics, and she went out on her personal, her government account and said about Kylian Mbappe, "This brute hasn't even learned to write. Instead of breast milk, he grew up sucking on coconuts, and the most educated creatures he ever heard were chimpanzees. You should have given him the middle finger," she said to the Paraguay goalkeeper. "A colonized Cameroonian, pretending to be French, resentful, newly rich, arrogant, and ugly. He was nervous and scared to death all game like his whole team. They didn't even manage to score a single goal until they got lucky with a penalty. The only thing many of us blame the team for is not giving him a full-handed slap at the end of the game. I'm not even a football fan." Now, I have complete and total contempt for that Paraguayan style of play. I hate it with a passion. It's like anti-sport. It's there isn't even an NFL comparison. Doesn't exist. So I was like, yeah, thank goodness, France, just please, I don't want to watch more games with these guys playing like this. And then I saw this tweet, and maybe I need to reconsider some opinions about Paraguay. you know, they are soon to be incorporated more fully and formally into the Western hemispheric seat of the U.S. global empire. So maybe there's something here. Yeah, she literally called him a retarded, malnourished monkey. The levels of racism in South and Central America they absolutely put us to shame. Americans are the least racist people. The most racist American would be like a kind of a prudish normie in South and Central American countries. Asian countries as well, for that matter. And then in African countries toward, someone who's like a couple ticks lighter or darker than you. It's racism is everywhere. All the time. Everyone is racist. It's just a matter of how much. And here America is, in the West, largely speaking, has been told that we're just irredeemably racist and all these poor brown people that we oppress by our mere existence. And do you just realize, this isn't anti-racism, it's just the way that anti-white racism manifests. Anti-racism is just non-whites saying, this is why white people suck, because they're like too racist. Like, we're going to use your logic against you. Anti-racism is just anti-white racism by another name. Fruit. Yes, King Racism in the chat. You're a prude. You got to step up your game. So, okay, everyone I'm sure has heard at this point that the red card was suspended. So FIFA pulled an interesting thing here, and what's funny is that FIFA is already notoriously known as a blatantly corrupt organization. They play favorites. They're absolutely for sale, 100%. They're just in the business of playing the game as it is, and they are. Or they're kind of soulless. They just have their nose to the winds of power, and they're just following it wherever it goes, because their only job is just put on the biggest soccer event possible. Capture as many eyeballs as possible. Make as big of a spectacle as possible. That's what they're measured against. This has been the standard for FIFA for forever. The stream go down? We're back. F? We back or we down? We're already back. Yeah, FIFA came after me. Johnny Infantino is mad. Now he's got a lot of people to deal with. Everyone is mad at him now. So, here is the full timeline of the campaign to bring Balogun back, according to a half dozen U.S. government and soccer officials. So Wednesday, after the U.S.-Bosnia match, Andrew Giuliani, patriot, alerted Trump to the red card. Trump and Giuliani had been talking multiple times per week since the start of the World Cup and regularly before that. On Wednesday night, Giuliani, Lutnick, and U.S. soccer officials began activating on plans to challenge the red card. That kicked off 4 days of coordinated lobbying, legal maneuvering, and diplomacy that stretched from the Oval Office to Zurich. On Thursday, Trump dialed Gianni Infantino and asked about FIFA's rules around the red card decision and grounds for suspension. They've known each other for 8 years. I'll have comments from Trump here in just a moment. FIFA declined to confirm any specific discussions, but reiterated to Politico that the decision to suspend the one-match ban was made by an independent disciplinary committee. Is the greatest thing. All of these rules decisions and stuff, they will always outsource them to an independent disciplinary committee, as if the fact that it's independent somehow means that whatever decisions are made are more legitimate than it would have been if FIFA would have just made the decision themselves. Because nobody believes it. Everyone knows that this isn't... Yeah, sure, maybe they're independent and they independently come to the same conclusion as everyone else does. As U.S. Soccer's legal team formally prepared and submitted its appeal to FIFA, Giuliani and Lutnick offered to make White House attorneys available to assist. At the same time, Giuliani and Scott Goodwin, a hedge fund manager who had helped pay the salary of Mauricio Pochettino. See, here's the other thing. The reason why the U.S. has the head coach or has the manager that they do is because his salary is being paid for by some wealthy Americans. I know Ken Griffin from Citadel is one of them. Scott Goodwin, a hedge fund manager. They're paying his salary so that the U.S. can have that coach. So at the same time, Giuliani and Scott Goodwin zeroed in on the officiating history of referee Rafael Klaus. So here's the most FIFA thing ever. Referee Rafael Klaus, or I guess Rafael Klaus from Brazil, was investigated a couple of years ago for match fixing on the basis of giving out screwy red cards. And not only was he selected for the World Cup, he was selected for the round of 32. You've got 16 games left you had 16 games in this round, so you need 16 officials, and then it's going to have, and then it's going to have again. So you're getting down to what's supposed to be the elite of the elite. And this guy was like 2023. It wasn't even like, 20 years ago or something. No, it was like 2023. He was investigated for match fixing. Not just match fixing, but not just match fixing, but match fixing on the basis of giving out screwy red cards. So they start zeroing in on his officiating history. And so then isn't it interesting that story leaks out pretty shortly after? I wonder who was responsible for leaking that story. You see how the narrative gets built up. You're watching the sausage get made in real time here. Articles examining previous controversies involving Klaus circled among senior government officials as they evaluated every argument that could bolster the appeal. So someone at some point in there went and leaked this. Put it out there, got it going as a subject of conversation. On the FIFA side, Emilio Garcia, who oversees the legal affairs of FIFA, advised Infantino on the available procedural options. Garcia and other FIFA officials worked to determine whether the circumstances of Balogun's tackle met the narrow standards that would allow the disciplinary decision to be revisited. By Sunday, FIFA announced that Balogun's one-match suspension would be suspended. So they didn't overturn the red card, they suspended the punishment. And this is where they compound incompetence with further incompetence. Because there was a ready-made, easy out for them right there, which was that we watched in real time as the official broke the VAR rules. So it doesn't even become a question of what happened on the field. It's a question of, we have this specifically delineated procedure that you're supposed to follow, and the whole world watched in real time as you violated that procedure. Namely, you used screenshots and close-up slow-mo to determine these sorts of decisions, which which is explicitly prohibited. So they could have just said, VAR was inappropriately applied in this situation. Therefore, because of that departure from policy, we're going to revoke it. This great corrupt bureaucratic organization didn't just take the easy out of just follow the prescribed policy. Sorry, leave a voicemail if you're unhappy. Incredible. Instead, what they did is they said his suspension is suspended for 1 year. Meaning, and most likely what it is that if he gets another red card in playing for the national team, if he gets another red card, then he'll have the suspension for this one and that one. He'll have to serve them together, and he'll probably get extra. Like, he'll probably get suspended for 5 games or something if he gets another red card. So, clearly they're motivated by, we don't want the rest of the competition colored by the host nation, where this is like the biggest World Cup of all time, and the host nation gets screwed over by something that's obviously unjust, and it's this great big scandal, and then they lose the next game because of that, and now that becomes the story that defines the rest of this World Cup. So they made the right decision. They needed to make this decision this way, because they also have a long history of doing this. Ronaldo himself had a suspension, had the rest of a suspension canceled. They've done this many, many times. It's totally within the realm of possibility. So anybody who's crying now about them doing this on behalf of the United States is a fucking faggot and they can eat my ass. This is 100% how FIFA has operated forever, and every one of these crying faggots would be rejoicing if it was them. Of course, they would be posturing like, oh, that's so unfair. I can't believe they did that thing in my favor. I promise I didn't want them to do that. I'm going to benefit from it, and I know I'm so sorry. Please accept my apologies that I'm going to benefit from this thing, but it really shouldn't have happened. I shouldn't be gleefully benefiting from it right now. We're going to take your fucking sport from you. That's what's going to happen. The most interesting part of the red card saga isn't the ruling. It's how differently Americans and Europeans process the idea that they might have been wronged. Europeans are fundamentally different from Americans in one particular way. They expect life to be aggravating and at times unfair. It's just a fact of moving through the world. I joke that in Europe, the customer is always wrong. You didn't read the fine print. The only pharmacy in town is closed every other Tuesday for 3 hours, and if the times weren't posted, that's still your problem. Too bad if you want the bill because the waiter's on his union-mandated half-hour smoke break, and you're just going to have to wait. This is third world. This is third worldism. This is how the third world operates. This is what differentiates the United States from the rest of the world. There's one first world nation. It's called the United States. To quote the great Mark Knopfler, sometimes you're the windshield and sometimes you're the bug. There's something freeing in that. Things are less in your control, so there's less angst in managing your expectations. It's like a spiritual SSRI. They're just numbed. In America, things couldn't be more different. We simply can't accept a wrong left unrighted. The flight attendant sneezed handing you a drink on your 1-hour flight, 15,000 frequent flyer miles. Didn't like your appetizer? A replacement is on the way and the whole course comes off the bill. There's a reason our interstates are lined with trial lawyer billboards. Europeans have turned complaining into a continental pastime with no expectation that the universe owes them a remedy for their grief. Europeans have turned complaining into a continental pastime with no expectation that the universe owes them a remedy for their grief. You gripe about the train being late, your friends nod solemnly, and everyone goes back to their apero. In America, we launch a full-blown investigation of the train system, sue the government and its contractors that allowed for the tardiness, and hold a congressional hearing on the state of national infrastructure. So to an objective observer, the red card shouldn't have happened, and VAR was a travesty. To Americans, our star player shouldn't be unfairly banned from a match we couldn't afford to lose for a card he so obviously didn't deserve. Who cares that FIFA used a little-used reversal to fix it? Who cares that other people are mad about it? We were wronged. It was unjust. It must be corrected. We would accept nothing less. Europeans waxing poetic about the sanctity of the game are, of course, talking about a governing body whose last tournament host was decided via confirmed cash bribes. One that imposed dress codes on women, shrugged off widespread allegations of modern slavery, and reconfigured the entire tournament calendar to suit the host country. Because it was in Qatar. They were like, yeah, we built all those stadiums really fast because we used slave labor and a bunch of people died while we were doing it. But don't worry, we're going to donate them to Africa or whatever when we're done. That was literally what they did. I mean, I gotta say, I respect the craven, corrupt brazenness by FIFA. Not that I was just saying yesterday, it was fantastic that Trump was calling out. You'll hear it in the speech later. That Trump was calling out the Panama Canal. That building it cost like 38,000 lives or something. Yeah, when you do incredible things like you erect huge sporting stadiums out of the desert overnight, and lots of people die in the process of building it. Yeah, this is what being a nation is. If you've made peace with all of that, at least enough to watch the tournament 4 years later, a probationary suspension isn't actually a scandal. Maybe that's the real divide. Over millennia, Europeans have made peace with being the bug. Americans have never once considered it, and apparently we're not about to start now. What a heater! Shout out to Ellen Carmichael, founder and president of the Lafayette Company and Men's Symposium. That is a heater. The only thing that could be better would be my president telling you what happened from his perspective. Mr. President, take it away.
You're asking me about the whole soccer thing? So, yeah, I did. I spoke to Johnny, who's highly respected, who's produced the most successful World Cup in history by, they say, 4 times. This isn't just a success. I actually said, Johnny, we've got all these games. Each one is turning out to be a Super Bowl. And we have all these games. You know, when you think of it, every game is like a Super Bowl. Yes, I watched last night. What a game that was with Mexico and England. I mean, 2 countries, I don't know the players, although I think Kane is a great player. See, I played golf with him, and I like him a lot. He's a good golfer, too. But he's really.
See, that's how you decide if you like the guy. You go play golf with him, you have a great time. Yeah, I like this guy. The big, powerful, Norwooding, white striker for England. Yeah, I like that guy. Yeah, he went and played the Mexicans. I like that big, tall, white guy.
Really great. But I watched, and no reason for me to watch, and you couldn't take your eyes off the game. Because I said, Johnny, you know, you have all these games, because they added games, in a country where really it's not our main sport, to put it mildly. And this has been 4 times more successful. He told me last night, the numbers are 4 times greater. They think 50 or 60 million people are going to be watching the game tonight. I mean, you know, this is getting to be Super Bowl numbers.
There's his setting viewership records for the World Cup and for U.S. games, and this is like the diehard, lifelong soccer guys that I follow and listen to. Even they're saying, yeah, this is obviously like there's not even a debate. This is the biggest World Cup of all time, no question. Homeless Nomad says, Trump has a really good point here that there are way too many eyes on this event to be this blatant and ornery with the host country. It's a bad narrative. You want soccer to land here? Don't fuck us over. That's exactly it. That's exactly it. This is a completely rational decision to be made. And any of the Belgian team is just caterwauling. UEFA, the European Association, they're all upset about it. And then there are American libs too, who are like, "Oh, I'm going to vote for Belgium because it was unjust that my team had the rules bent for them." Go fuck yourself. No way. No. Turn in your passport, please. Belgium's not even a real country. Give them back to France.
But you have a game tonight, and I think they're projecting a minimum of 50 million people watching a game. We call it soccer. It's called football, I guess, but we can't really call it football because it gets there's a little confusion. So yeah, you call it soccer. We're the only ones that do that, but we.
Yes, but especially as welcome and amazing as our country has been. Yeah, you can't, this wasn't just like, a matter of like sporting fairness or something like that. This has the potential, and I said this right away when I was watching the game, that it's an atrocity to do this to the United States. When the United States is hosting a World Cup of this magnitude that has had all of this other cultural mimetic fireworks around it. It is an atrocity for something like that to happen in that environment.
But we have football. And football's great, but I've never seen anything like it. So I saw the play, and I'm a person that loves sports and was a good athlete. And
so true.
I understand sports really well. And that wasn't a foul. That wasn't even an infraction. That was 2 guys running full speed that happened to crash into each other. You can't take your foot and properly place it on somebody else's foot when you're going, no, these were.
My president is a natural. He doesn't even need to understand the game of soccer. He naturally intuits it immediately.
2 great athletes that got tangled up, and this referee who is a little bit suspect. If you check his past, I don't want to say that because I don't like to create controversy, but very.
He keeps saying that. He doesn't like to create controversy. Homeless Nomad says, all international sports is geopolitics and always has been, back to the Olympics. The sports is really secondary. Yes, and this is why it is completely unacceptable for the United States to not put its best foot forward. Not just that, it is unacceptable for the United States to be anything but the best. We can't be a small club in global soccer. It's just not acceptable. I don't care how you feel about soccer. It's geopolitics. You're saying, oh, in this thing, we're going to just like, we're just going to be like, you know, shrimpies that get peed on. No, that's not going to happen. The United States is going to be the best.
Very suspect. If you'd like, I'll provide you with the past. He made a call that nobody could believe. You know, even people on the other side, they say, oh, we got lucky. Wow.
Theodore Dragon's Base said, we should meet the Euros in the middle and call it feet ball. Zoomer Dylan said feet ball. The Euros would riot. That would be even worse. Oh, they would be opening up their wrists in the gutters.
Wow, and it's very interesting. They say they don't show them in slow motion. And I never realized that. I never heard of that before. That they're not allowed to review in slow motion because it's so different. Because you'll take one little quarter of a second and you'll see that a hand is touching a neck or you'll see something. Whereas when you see it in fast motion, it will look like two guys collided, which is really what happened. They got...
Notice like every single one of the points that he's hitting in here, breaking down the dynamic of the collision, the back history of the other official, the VAR rules. Like, he obviously didn't know this stuff. He had people who were briefing him on this and explaining this all to him. But he immediately just got it, just intuitively understands the whole narrative arc, all the specific little details of it, and he'll just casually talk his way through it. Just turned to 80.
It's sort of entangled. He didn't do anything wrong, and he's our best player or one of our best players, a very vital player, and he gave him a red card.
He even understands that nuance. Like, how is this? How does he not say? It's like someone who just started following the team would be like, oh, obviously Balogun's like the best player on the team. He's not. He's been the best player in the tournament, but he's not the best player on the team. The U.S. could win without him. It's very good to have him there, but how does he understand all of these things?
I didn't know what that meant. I didn't think it meant much. Then I started hearing that means he can't play in the next game, at least in the next game. I said, boy, that's a big, you know.
What the hell is that thing behind my president? That's Brad Gerstner. He seems like a nice guy. What are you talking about? This is Michael Dell and his wife over here.
If it happened to another player, it would have been unfair. But when they take your best player, or just about, they have some great players, and they say you can't play, that's very unfair. That's, you know, it's one thing to penalize somebody for the game, but how do you penalize them for a game that hasn't been played yet? It's very unfair. You can't do that. So, yes, I asked for a review by FIFA.
The penalizing them for a game they haven't played yet, like, is the way a red card is normally enforced. But clearly, a red card in a knockout tournament is substantially different than a red card in the middle of a season. So that's extra context that has to be considered here for the sake of sporting. Like, if it's an unjust foul, so it's an unjust suspension, and yet you're taking a critical player away from a team that's advancing to the knockouts, to advancing in a knockout tournament, then it had to be overturned.
I spoke to a man who's highly respected, and by the way, whose level of respect has gone up tenfold. And he was good before this started, but you know, he really pushed it in this country. I'm the one that got them to do it. It was not Biden. Biden was asleep. I got him to do it. In fact, it was very sad because I got him to do it. And if the progression was normal, I would have been retired now. The Democrats are saying, man, we should have just let him have his way. We would have had him
gone. He's in a flow state now.
But I said, you know, the saddest thing is I got the Olympics and I got the World Cup. I tried to claim 250 years too, but that didn't work. They said, that one is what it is. No, I tried, but it didn't work. But wait. So,
in case you don't necessarily track what he's saying, he's talking about how he played an active role in securing the World Cup in the United States happening this year, and then also the Olympics. And then he's saying, I tried to claim credit for the 250th anniversary of the United States too, but they told me that's too far outside my reach. He's basically, for those of you who have been introduced to Zlatan from watching the Fox's coverage with Zlatan Ibrahimovic and Thierry Henry, For those of you who have now gotten to experience the phenomenon that is Zlatan, you realize that Trump and Zlatan are spiritually like the same person.
Oh, I got him. I was so proud of it. And then I realized that, I wouldn't be president during that because I would have been out of office by that time. I felt badly. The beautiful thing about what I did is I ran. I never thought of it. And then all of a sudden I realized, I just got the Olympics, and I totally got that myself. And I just got FIFA. I got that myself. We gave a little piece to Canada, gave a little piece to Mexico. I got that myself. and a lot of people helped, like that man right there, Kevin. A lot of people, you know that. We worked hard on that, and we got it. But what we didn't know is how successful it was going to be. I didn't know. I said, Johnny, is anyone going to show up? Because, we're not really, I think soccer's doing much better, but I couldn't imagine. If you would have said to any very smart of these, like people like this, that the numbers they're doing now would be happening, they've never seen anything like it. Think of it.
Think of how glorious this is for the country. That was a 5.5 minute clip, and he's still going. This was the longest clip of this that I could find. Joe Biden wouldn't have done it. Joe Biden was asleep. Just, Mr. President, how do you do it? How does it come so naturally to you? You, just one of a kind. He's weaving expertly. Unfortunately, another Trump banger.
No matter what happened, you have to let them use their best players. And the game tonight's going to be amazing, and we're going to have a full team, and Belgium's going to have a full team. And you know what? If they beat us, then they can be really proud. The other way, if they beat us, we'll say it was rigged, just like the election was rigged in 2020, but I won't get into that. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. The Trump accounts are great. Thank you.
That whole event was there announcing the Trump accounts. That's what he was there for. He was there to announce the Trump accounts, and he spent 10 minutes talking about Fuller and Balogun's red card and just dropping banger after banger after banger. If they beat us, I would say it was rigged. I'm not going to get into that. Raig Nationalist, very nice baby gravy, said, I still think this is maybe his funniest moment of all time. I don't know how I never heard this. Have you guys heard this one before?
Mr. President, Seattle police have reported a surge in calls about domestic violence. A number of groups have raised concerns.
About Mexican violence?
Domestic violence. Mr. President, Seattle police have reported a surge in calls about domestic violence.
Watch his face!
A number of groups have raised concerns.
About Mexican violence?
Domestic violence. Mr. President.
Oh, he's like, oh, you had me for a second there. About Mexican violence? No, domestic violence. Oh. I thought it was going to get interesting. Guys, I love my president so much. Now it is time. It is time for his Mount Rushmore speech. This one, these both were just bangers. Just so good. So good. The man is soaring, beaming, glowing. So I'm going to play this one, and then we're going to play the next one. They're each about, let's see, this one's 29 minutes, and I think this one was 39 minutes. So they're both about 30-minute speeches. The other one, he had all the, I think this is probably a little longer because he had all the veterans there with him. But I didn't get to watch, I got to watch part of this one live, and then I sat and watched the second one live. But I got to ask you guys, so there's something to me about when I listen to him, and I listen to him in like 1.5 or 2x or something like that, it just doesn't quite feel right. But I'll let you guys make the call. Do we listen to it on 1x, or do I push it up to 1.25?
His remarks and hear his speech celebrating America 250.
And maybe some colour cuts.
Well, thank you very much to the men and women of the South Dakota Air National Guard and those beautiful F-35. We love them, and I want to thank you all for being here. This is a big crowd. This is a lovely crowd. And what a sight it is. I want to thank Senate Majority Leader John Thune, a good friend of mine and all of us. Senator Mike Rounds, great guy. Governor Larry Roden, thank you, Larry.
Living Dead said, never rush the Trump. Time happens at his pace. That's the correct answer.
Lieutenant Governor Renheisen. Oh, they're good. No, I was waiting for that. They said, you start speaking, they won't interrupt you at all. They didn't interrupt us at all. Thank you. They're fantastic. What great, incredible, talented pilots. Thank you very much. And Secretary Burgum, who's doing a phenomenal job. Governor Ron DeSantis, thank you. Governor DeSantis, where's Ron? Thank you, Ron. Distinguished guests and fellow citizens, tonight we gather on the eve of one of the most extraordinary days in the history of the world. Tomorrow we mark 250 years of glorious independence and 250 years of majestic American freedom. Nothing like it.
So true, Mr. President.
In all the chronicles of the ages, never before has any nation celebrated so magnificent a triumph as this one, the one that we are participating in right now. At 250 years, America is the oldest republic on earth. We are the freest people on earth. We have the most righteous and enduring constitution on earth. We are the strongest and most powerful country on earth. And by the grace of God, the United States of America is the most successful, most accomplished, most exceptional nation ever to exist in human history. And it is great to be your president.
Ah! You're going to get so much of this in these two speeches. Just the superlatives are just off the charts. And I got to tell you guys, it feels so good to hear somebody talk about my country like this. He's my president. I've heard him talk about it so many times. I know him. I know him so well as you can from a distance. But it's like the videos of all of the people, all the Euros coming over to the U.S. and experiencing it and raving about it. And then hearing my president speak about it in these terms just hits me straight in the soul.
It is great. For a quarter of a millennium, liberty, justice, equality, self-government, and unmatched prosperity have flourished here as they have never flourished anywhere before. There is nothing like what we are doing. The birth and survival of the American nation under God is quite simply the best and most incredible thing ever to happen on this planet by human hands ever. That is ever, ever, ever. No other country has done more good for this world than the United States of America. And we give thanks for these extraordinary blessings. We remember that what we have created in this country is not the natural way of the world. It is not the norm. It is the exception. It is rare. It is priceless. And it is truly miraculous.
Miraculous! It is the exception. America is the exception. America is sovereign.
Throughout the entire story.
Josh Ham says, my emperor loves America just like me and mine. A true Chud love. My Chud president.
Of humanity, most people in most places have lived a life plagued by suffering, poverty, exploitation, violence, and misery. But here in America, in this land, on this continent, we have written a very different story.
So true.
It's a tale of adventure, liberation, and unmatched greatness. It's the story of people governing themselves, the many uniting as one, the men and women rising by their own skill and talent to go further and reach higher than anyone has ever gone before. There has never been anything like this.
Never.
The triumph of American independence was the result of the most extraordinary people in history, the most extraordinary culture in history, and the most extraordinary ideas in history, all creating the most extraordinary republic ever, ever, ever in history.
Oh!
The triumph of American independence was the result of the most extraordinary people in history,
the most extraordinary people in history,
the most extraordinary culture in history,
the most extraordinary culture in history,
and the most extraordinary ideas in history, all creating the most extraordinary republic ever, ever, ever in history.
Ever, ever, ever. So it's the people, the culture, and then the ideas. The culture is born out of the people. And that is what produces the ideas. The ideas don't exist on their own. When you have the American people producing American culture, manifesting American ideas, that's how you get the most extraordinary republic of all time. Ever, 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 ever.
It all came together for the miracle of July 4th, 1776. That was a big year.
Oh, yeah, it was.
250.
It was so perfect yesterday, the pseudo wave celebrating the 250th was week 76. Week 76 of 208. Straight Buster says, there's only one nation, actually. Everyone else is a vassal, soon-to-be vassal, shithole, or terror state. Trook! It's a trook from Straight Buster. There is only one nation. There is the American nation.
50 years ago tomorrow, what a big day that is. I consider this a big day because I'm with you. I like that too.
He loves his people.
And by the way, we won big here. We won really big. Each and every time. But 250 years ago tomorrow, the words of our Declaration of Independence sent an earthquake through all of the coming time. They sparked a revolution.
Slutty Milk says straight trooker. That's who he is from now on. Straight trooker.
Independence sent an earthquake through all of the coming time. They sparked a revolution that has never ended but still continues to this day. And tonight we come to this beautiful mountain, and it is beautiful, to express our gratitude to those who made it possible, starting with the four men most responsible for reaching this milestone more than any others. We salute the father of our country, George Washington.
By the way, shout out to Gaga. She is going to be Eastwood sitting on Wednesday so that Amy and I can go see Young Washington. We've been hearing very good things about it. And she can correct me if I'm remembering wrong, but I don't think that we've gone to see like a real movie in theaters since, I think it was before COVID. We used to go pretty often, but maybe there was another one recently that I'm just forgetting. I know we went and did a couple of like summer, like in the morning they would play like Minions or something for the kids. So we went and saw a couple of those with Eastwood a couple of years ago. But I don't think that we've actually sat down and watched a movie in theaters, just the two of us, for a very, very long time. So we're looking forward to that. And God bless Gaga.
The author of the Declaration of Independence, Thomas Jefferson. The great emancipator and savior of our union, Abraham Lincoln. And the man who built America into a global superpower, Theodore Roosevelt. These are the men who declared the freedom and won our freedom and saved our freedom and secured our freedom. They were men of action, men of ambition, men of daring, men of destiny, and men of truly great intelligence. Above all, they were great men of history. Tonight on the threshold.
He said the thing. Great men of history.
They were great men of history. Tonight, on the threshold of our 25th year, we stand beneath the monument of these heroes, a true group of unbelievable people, and we rededicate ourselves to being a nation as big, bold, noble, and as great as these American giants. And that's not easy to do, but we're going to do it.
Oh, he adds that little parenthetical there that's not in the script. It's not going to be easy to do, but we're going to do it. Big, bold. What was it he said?
As a true group of unbelievable people, and we rededicate ourselves to being a nation as big, bold, noble, and as great as these American giants. And that's
big, bold, noble, and great.
Not easy to do, but we're going to do it. These men could only have been made in the USA.
So true!
Their faces are engraved on these bluffs, not only because of what they did, but to remind us forever who we are. These heroes
who we are! Yes!
Exemplify what is timeless, enduring, and eternal about the American character. And in the
timeless, enduring, and eternal about the American character. Josh Ham says Trump is beginning to weave the American continents into the American mythos. We will own it all. So true! Oh, Spain beat Portugal. 1-0. Uh-huh. I expected it. I assumed it was going to be Spain. That must have been a banger of a game.
In the end, it has always been that character, our distinct and unique identity. It is a truly unique identity, and it'll never change. It's the ultimate source of our strength and the bulwark of our freedom. On this anniversary, we must remember, we have to remember, we can never forget that American liberty has not endured for 250 years merely because of words on paper.
It's not just words on paper.
Liberty has prevailed here because of the culture and character of the people who declared it, defended it, and preserved it. These are very, very special times. And
understand what he's saying here. Like, this doesn't... What we have here is inextricably bound to the character of the American people, and the American people is a discrete thing. It's exclusive. It's exclusionary. There are Americans and the American people, and they produce the American culture that has then gone on to produce these great and glorious things. The character, the glory of the nation is its people.
And this is a very special place. You live in a very special place. Congratulations, everybody.
Living Dead says every time he speaks, he's connecting America as an idea across time and then grounding it in people. It's so good. Yes, exactly what I was saying. Look at that. Look at that patriot mind meld over here.
The identity of a nation is the destiny of a nation, and America has a destiny like no other because we...
The identity of a nation is the destiny of a nation. Ah!
The identity of a nation is the destiny of a nation, and America has a destiny like no other because we are a people like no other. For whatever reason, that's just the way it is.
We are a people like no other. For whatever reason. That's just the way it is. You just got to accept it. This is a fact of life. Why do you kick against the pricks? America's greatness is in its people. Its people are inherently great. Yeah, the president just said identity equals destiny. The president of the United States stood in front of Mount Rushmore and said, identity equals destiny.
Here, the old world sent its bravest, boldest, and most resilient, its fiercest, most faithful, and freedom-loving. These men and women brought values, traditions, and customs transmitted over the centuries in Britain and stretching back even further to Athens.
They're giving him... Hold on, I gotta hear this again. He's working hard to make it through some of this. They're giving him some tongue twisters.
Just the way it is. Here, the old world sent its bravest, boldest, and most resilient, its fiercest, most faithful, and freedom-loving. These men and women.
Its fiercest, most faithful, and freedom-loving. That's a hard sentence to get through. And he did better than I did.
And brought values, traditions, and customs transmitted over the centuries in Britain and stretching back even further to Athens, Jerusalem, and Rome. The United States of America is where the greatest civilization in human history became greater than ever before. On the grounds and granite hills and the rugged plains of this wide-open continent, they forged a uniquely American character, a new breed of citizen. That's you. Congratulations.
He's not just reading a script. Like, he understands exactly what he's saying. Josh Ham says Trump is taking the boomer lib concept of a nation of ideas and tying both the nation and the ideas to the people. Ethnogenesis. That's right. It's me. Literally me. Literally you. Every one of you.
In human history became greater than ever before. On the grounds and granite hills and the rugged plains of this wide-open continent, they forged a uniquely American character, a new breed of citizen. That's you. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. President.
You're not that new a breed. You're a really good breed, but I'm not sure that you're that new a breed. Americans did not bow before a king or a government, but kneeled only.
My president is talking about breeds of humans.
Before Almighty God. That's right. These were the people who founded our republic. These were the patriots who fought for independence. This was the spirit that demanded freedom. And this was the culture that built America and carved its heroes into Mount Rushmore.
You know that when Stephen Miller wrote this speech, he just sat down, pulled out the iPhone, and just fired it off. Just right off the dome. Wrote the whole thing out, sent it over. Mr. President, here you go. Mr. President, Weird Stephen, you did it again. Exceptional work.
For generations, it was understood that the core of patriotic duty of every American was to pass this culture on to our children and to of every American was to pass this culture on to our children.
The core patriotic duty of every American is to pass this culture on to our children.
And to preserve the nation for centuries and centuries to come. But in recent years, there's been an undeniable attempt to change this exceptional character, to beat the American spirit out of us, alienate us from our history, and to make it impossible to even answer the question, what does it mean to be an American? As we march into our 250th year, incredible, beautiful year it will be, we must never forget there is no American freedom without American culture.
There is no American freedom without American culture. He's literally doing the meme. He's doing the meme. What kind of American are you? Yeah, Living Dead, he's attacking the propositional nation head on. This is what I meant. Like, listening to these speeches, there was no single moment that just like stuck out as like, oh, I can't believe you said that. It was no like, because you'd be in jail, sort of like really memorable, single defining line. It's just wall to wall bars. Just bar after bar after bar after bar. The whole thing, you take the whole thing in together. And it's just, I never in my life could have imagined that I would hear an American president speaking like this. I have to pause here for a second and read you guys something that one of our great Euro bros in the King Pill Discord, Tobias, said. I don't know if Tobias is listening right now, but I woke up after many alcohols last night, and one of the first things that I saw, he said, guys, in light of Matt showing all the Europor videos celebrating the US of A, the even I have to say, undeniably, greatest country on earth, right above Liechtenstein, giving brainwashed Euros a warm and friendly welcome. I must say, you guys are exactly like that. If I replace my toilet, there's like 5 guys giving actually useful advice, even posting their own repair work. This actually happened in the Discord. If I give a clinically retarded but slightly funny comment, the unanimous consent is, we love our Euros and we'll need to get you over here. You guys know that the US is the greatest country on earth, and you spare no minute ensuring we Euros are aware of that. But the beautiful thing is how Americans share that. You don't rub it in to make us feel bad, unless it's some gay faggot. You're like, there's so much abundance here. Come and enjoy it. There's enough for everyone. God loves the bold, the faithful, the trusting, the daring, who strive to do great things. And they live in America. Even the term American is supposed to include Canadians and Mexicans, but the US just mogs so hard that American always means from the US. And decades of relentless satanic assault on the American identity was basically completely reversed by one mega American, Donald John Trump, with just a handful of memes and executive orders. And you're going back to the moon as a sort of side quest, just like, because why not? How can I not look at the US and wonder in awe? If God not real, why USA? God bless you guys. God bless all Americans. God bless Donald John Trump. God bless the USA. If God not real, why USA?
And there is no American founding without the American people. Many nations have paper constitutions and legal systems, but the citizens live in fear and squalor. A constitution is only as strong as the people and the culture responsible for upholding it. But as long as we remember who we are, we have to always remember who we are and what we're all about. The United States of America will forever be the land of free men and women, and we will never, ever fail.
We will never fail. He has said so.
So tonight, let us say clearly and proudly what makes Americans so unique and extraordinary. We're going to give our country its identity back. Above all, Americans love for.
We're going to give our country its identity back. That's what Donald Trump is here for. He is here to teach us how to take our identity back. He'll teach us to win. And slowly but surely, we're winning. We're remembering who we are. Bobby Ballbag says, if God real, it can only USA happen.
Freedom. We cherish independence, and we know that we are the heirs to the most beautiful land, the most thrilling story, and the most precious legacy.
Emperor Atreides, thank you for the gifted sub. Vamos! Someone call ICE! Vamos is here!
In which the sun has ever shined. In America, we do not need anyone's permission to say what we think and to live as we please, to worship as we choose, or to keep and bear arms. You know that.
The Patriots love their guns.
And for almost 6 years during my presidency, I've saved, almost single-handedly, but working with John and some other great people, we've saved your Second Amendment, and I will continue to do so, I promise.
I remember when, this is like one of the biggest political issues on the right, was like protecting the right to keep and bear arms and gun rights and all that sort of thing. And like, there's still the people who like, that's a really important priority for them. But now it's just an afterthought. Amongst all the other extraordinary things, all of the work that the DOJ is doing on Second Amendment stuff, because they're doing a bunch of stuff related to it, but it just is kind of like, oh yeah, of course they're doing that. It's like the bare minimum now.
Our rights here given to us by the God who made us, and those rights shall not be infringed. Americans believe in self-reliance. We look at success with envy not, and I say that some people are envious and some people are not. We are not, but with admiration, and we...
You hear what he says there? Some people are envious, some people aren't. But if you're an American, you're not envious. Who might he be thinking of?
Earn it, and we will always earn it, and we will always respect it. We are an incredible, good, kind, and generous people, always ready to help a friend or a neighbor in need.
So true. This is what we've learned over the past month. Every single non-American who has come to the country has learned that this is what Americans are like. Kind, gracious, generous people who are always ready to help someone.
No one has ever given more to charity, ended more hunger, cured more disease, or done more to uplift humanity than Americans, and no country ever will be able to match it.
So true!
Thank you. So true.
Americans
honor excellence.
I fell out of my chair the first time when that happened live. Absolute scenes.
Thank you. So true.
So true. Said with such equanimity.
Americans honor excellence. We admire boldness. We respect ambition. We are a nation of dreamers and believers, warriors and explorers, doers and fighters. In every human endeavor, Americans see an unfinished competition. What is...
It's just bars, nonstop.
Of dreamers and believers, warriors and explorers, doers and fighters. In every human endeavor, Americans see an unfinished competition.
In every human endeavor, Americans see an unfinished competition. It's one of the greatest speeches ever given.
What is strong can be made stronger. What is fast can be made faster.
Yes!
What is great can be made greater than ever before, and that's what's happening with America. Show us a mountain, and we'll just climb it. Show us an ocean, and we'll just cross it. Show us a problem, and we will just solve it. Show us a task the world calls impossible, and Americans will get it done. Americans are strong and always ready to stand firm for a good cause.
Check out the hook on my DJ revolves it. I was waiting to see if someone would say it.
We treasure justice, fairness, family, honesty, and human dignity, unlike
Tobias is in the chat. Everyone dogpile him.
Societies based on class, clan, or tribe.
W's in the chat for Tobias.
We treasure justice.
Oh yeah, no. Roman's in the chat. This is the place where he can come to experience Romans. Throw up some Romans in the chat for Tobias.
Fairness, family, honesty, and human dignity, unlike societies based on class, clan, or tribe. We see every citizen as an individual, equal under the law and equal under the eyes of the Lord. In America, we speak English because that is the language of our founding, and for 1,000 years, that has been the language of freedom. An American always wants peace and order, but we will never shrink from danger or threat. We will always fight, and win. We got to do that. Because this is our culture, this is our character. Not every American is all of these things, but every American knows these are the traits that make our country exceptional and
Holy shit! Living Dead and Slutty Milk. Living Dead said, English, motherfucker, do you speak it? At the exact time that Slutty Milk said, freedom, motherfucker, do you speak it? Incredible Patriot synchronicities happening.
Exceptional it is. You do not have to be born here, but you do have to love what we have built. You must love our country.
You don't have to be born here. Correct. You can be an American even if you weren't born here. But there's a rule. You must love America. You must love what we have built. And we are going to test you on that love. And you should expect that as the bare minimum. You are going to be loyalty tested. The only people permitted within the borders are those who have demonstrated and continue to demonstrate their loyalty.
There has never been anything like us anywhere on earth, and we are not going to let anyone take that away. Yet as we approach this magnificent anniversary, we see our American identity under a renewed attack. A generation after we fought and won the Cold War against the menace of communism, there is...
He mentioned it! Tobias said, too many Romans, the Bundesverfassungsschutz is coming to get me.
now a resurgence of the communist menace in our land, including from newcomers to our country who embrace ideas totally opposed to our way of life and our great success. These are not mere political disagreements like differences over taxes or regulations. Communism is a mortal threat to American liberty. It is the
Communism is a mortal threat to American liberty. This isn't debate over tax policy.
The greatest threat to our country, including World War I, World War II, Pearl Harbor, or even 9/11. We're not going to let this happen to us. Believe me, we're not letting it happen. Because communism is the enemy of free people everywhere in the world. Never works. It's the enemy of the Constitution. Above all, it's the enemy of July 4th, 1776. It is the enemy indeed. Even while the radicals and extremists attack our incredible history at every turn, they are silent on the miserable history of communism itself because it...
Oh! He hit it with the Uno reverse card. You want to talk about what you think are the bad things in American history? How about the bad things in communist history? Huh? What do you have to say, commie?
It never worked. Thousands of years, if you look at it, under different names, under somewhat different ideologies and systems. That system has led to more death and destruction than any system ever tried. It killed 100 million people just in the last century alone.
Living Dead says the communists attacked the World Trade Center in Pearl Harbor. It's true. Real history. Real true history. This is your real true history factards with President Trump.
Communism is the exact opposite of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It's death, tyranny, and the pursuit of evil. The godless
Communism is death, tyranny, and the pursuit of evil.
Communist morality states that anything is justified to bring about inhuman visions and to really propose what's good. They don't want good. They don't love God, and they don't want God. They don't love religion, and they don't want religion, and they won't have it. But we will not let them win. They have no chance against us.
They changed the teleprompter on him too quickly, and he just seamlessly vamped.
They have no respect for law, justice, principle, tradition, or your God-given rights. It's an ideology of mass theft, mass control, mass lies, and mass murder. Such doctrines can be given no quarter in a democracy because the first thing they do when they get into power...
No quarter! Such doctrines can be given no quarter.
...is turn around and destroy it. It always is destroyed, just as communists have done in other countries all over the world, no matter where you look. Very simply, communism represents the worst ideas and abuses in history by the worst people. The American founding represents the best ideas and traditions in history by the best people like you.
My president is helpfully informing me that the great cosmic battle of good and evil is between American patriots and communists. American patriots represent everything that is good and beautiful and noble and glorious about the human species. Commies are evil, scum, inhuman filth. They represent all that is evil. The scourge of communism has been outside our door for thousands of years. One of the greatest philosophical observations ever made in human history. Made by none other than the Lord King, God Emperor Donald J. Trump. Have you heard of him?
By the best people like you. You can be loyal to Karl Marx, or you can be loyal to America. You can be...
We are going to loyalty test you. You have a choice. Are you going to be loyal to that faggot Karl Marx? Or are you going to be true to America? Your test is coming, patriot. Tobias says, my president, thank you for explaining communism so clearly to me. The communism Wonderland forced into my brain is slowly leaving my body. Mr. President, we need to send Delta Force in and extract our boy.
You can be a communist, or you can...
Tell him to bring Liechtenstein with him.
Marx, or you can be loyal to America. You can be a communist, or you can be a patriot. You cannot be both.
You could be a communist, or you could be a patriot. You cannot be both. Stamp it in granite. Mount it around the nation, everywhere.
As for those who...
No! It went down? Everything looks good on my end. No! The commies! Von der Satan. Her little pointy ears were twitching. She heard us talking about her. Her minions are everywhere. Waiting for it to reconnect. I don't vamp as well as my president does. My president is an epic vamper. All I can do is rant and rave about Ursula von der Leyen. There could be communists here. I hate communists. We back? Still going on YouTube, apparently. Yeah, Kick, you are holding on for dear life. I just saw that X has its new creator studio. And I have to take a look at it, see how it works. But, man, Kick, you got to get your shit together. This is getting ridiculous. Thank you, Emperor Atreides, for the 50 kicks. I'll give it another second here just to make sure everything's coming back together again. I don't know what causes it to drop. I don't know that it's just on Kick. Whatever it is, it seems to affect Kick, but it's in. See, it just did it again. It's on OBS. Because I can see the connection dropping off on OBS itself. So whatever it is, the YouTube just seems to be better at holding the stream active when it drops off. I don't know how that is. But yeah, you guys might have to move over to YouTube. That could be the yeah. I'll just say that. Yeah, just move to YouTube for now. Okay. I'll give you guys a second to wander your way over there. And let me make sure. Please do tip your streamer, folks. I feel like I'm one of those Qatari laborers building World Cup stadiums in 2022, trying to hold on to life long enough. Kick immigrant present. The Kick immigrants are storming into YouTube, storming into the YouTube chat. Tips.kingpill.com. Please do tip your streamer, and maybe someday I'll actually be able to get satisfactory internet. I don't know what the deal is because I've got very good I got fiber and I'm hardwired directly in. So I don't know what the deal is. Now would be a good time to insert ads. You know what, YouTube? I am not going to do that. All right. Joining the immigrant camp. YouTube's going to be like, hey, a lot of people like this channel.
Abuses in history by the worst people.
Okay, let me go back a little bit because I don't know where it dropped off on you guys.
Mass control, mass lies, and mass murder. Such doctrines can be given no quarter in a democracy because the first thing they do when they get into power is turn around and destroy it. It always is destroyed, just as communists have done in other countries all over the world, no matter where you look. Very simply, communism represents the worst ideas and abuses in history by the worst people. The American founding represents the best ideas and traditions in history by the best people, like you.
Like me!
You can be loyal to Karl Marx, or you can be loyal to America. You can be a communist, or you can be a patriot. You cannot be both. As for those who...
You could be a communist, or you could be a patriot. You cannot be both. It's that simple.
Loyal to Karl Marx, or you can be loyal to America. You can be a communist, or you can be a patriot. You cannot be both. As for those who peddle Marxist lies about our heritage, or tell our children that we live on stolen land, or that our heroes were oppressors, they're doing something much worse than slandering our past. They are slandering and attacking our future. Not going to let that happen.
You hear, this is so, They're not just attacking our past. They're attacking our future. We can't let this happen. They cannot attack our future. We're not going to let them attack our future.
They're trying to tear down the great American character, to destroy the people who declared independence, who crossed the Delaware, who settled the West, and who conquered the skies. You know who those people are. But we will never let that happen. Our American ancestors did not shed their blood at Concord and Trenton, Gettysburg and Shiloh, Midway and Normandy, just so that a band of thieves, radicals, and lunatics could come in and loot and pillage our nation. Our heroes died to win, build, and to save, and to build truly a great country, the greatest country ever in the world. So on the eve of this 250th anniversary of American heritage, we resolve and swear for all to hear that the citizens of the United States of America will vanquish communism quickly. Don't let them take too much of your time. You know they're wasting your time, don't you? But we're not going to let them take too long or too much of our time as they play their games and send...
They're wasting your time by making you play these communist games. They're trying to make you waste your time. Your time is precious. Remember, America. Their time is defined by America. All of history is told from the arc of America.
Send them into exile. We will send them quickly away, and
we're going to exile communists.
We will continue to build our country bigger and better and stronger than ever before. America will never be a communist country. We can only lose the midterms if we allow ourselves to lose the midterms, if we are foolish, stupid, and unwise. But if we terminate the filibuster, as we should do, and immediately vote for the Save America Act, then we will not lose
the people
an election for 100 years. We do that, we're not going to lose an election for 100 years. The Communist Party...
A century of Trumpian glory.
Party is made up...
It awaits us. Pass the SAVE Act.
...of illegal immigrants, criminals, and everybody that doesn't want to work. Communism is a loser. It always was, and it is right now. It's a big loser. Look at the people that are promoting it. They are not the people you're going to follow. In 250 years, the free people of this land have accomplished more with our liberty than any other society has accomplished, even in thousands and thousands of years. As you look back and you study, what our critics will never understand is that America is not the sum of its mistakes. Our mistakes make us human. Our achievements make us American, and nobody has ever had the achievements that we've had.
Our mistakes make us human. We're not defined by our mistakes. They're what makes us human. Nobody has been as great as America.
We are the nation that dreamed and created the modern world. We laid the railroads. We raised up those big, beautiful skyscrapers, harnessed electricity, and invented the light bulb, the telephone, the airplane, the assembly line, the television, the microchip, the personal computer, the internet, the GPS, the smartphone, and almost everything else that has ever been invented, including, especially over the last few days in certain areas, a thing called air conditioning. We invented it all. We charted the human genome to cure diseases. We powered entire cities by splitting single atoms and planted our flag on the moon. Americans fill the airwaves of the planet with our music and our culture. We invented baseball, basketball, football, volleyball, NASCAR, and the rodeo. We love that rodeo of the West.
He forgot when we invented soccer too, because we invented sports. All sports derive from America. Ryan Isaac says he's quoting Spencer Pratt. That was something I thought of a little bit ago. It's crazy how many parallels there are. There's like perfect spiritual synthesis between Spencer Pratt's rhetoric and Trump's rhetoric here. Is that on purpose? Is it an accident? Is there coordination here? Is it just people are just deriving these things from the ether?
Americans have won the most Olympic medals of any country in the world by far, the most Nobel Prizes. Well, they haven't given me one. Settled 8 wars, I still haven't gotten it. That's okay. And the most world records. We publish by far the most patents. We produce the best movies. We make the
most SEC championships. Living Dead says no longer heliocentric. This is America-centric. Yes! America-centric. The galaxy is America-centric.
The best music, and we raise up the greatest entertainers and strongest athletes the world has ever seen. So true.
So true!
We built the biggest and most dynamic economy, and by the way, our country today is doing better than it's ever done before. Never had anything like it.
Tobias says Liechtenstein has the most Olympic medals per capita. Well, that's because Liechtenstein is spiritually American. That's what it is. You know, little America has rubbed off on Liechtenstein and made Liechtenstein great too.
With, as of last week, $19.2 trillion pouring into the United States right now from all over the world. That's the investments being made, and the record was 3. 4 years. In 4 years, the last administration did much less than 1, and we did 19.2 in 12 months.
Sleepy Joe was asleep.
And thanks to our great election win, November 5th, and the tariffs, plants and factories are being built all over the United States right now, and they're being built at a number that we've never, ever seen before. So much more. We're breaking records by double, triple, quadruple. We created the strongest and most powerful military. We won 2 world wars, the Cold War, and left America's enemies in the depths of history. We beat Venezuela in 1 day, and we knocked the hell out of Iran. They're dying to settle. They want to settle so badly. We gave them a week off for a funeral because we're nice. For 250 years.
We gave him a week off for a funeral because we're nice. Tobias says his what is that? His Serene Highness, is that what it is? His Serene Highness Hans Adam II did an internship at the White House when he was 18. Incredible.
Years, the entire world has looked to our country and been inspired by the leaps of progress, feats of strength, and acts of selflessness, faith, and hope that could only have happened right here. 2 years ago, we were laughed at, mocked, and a nation in decline. We were in very serious decline. Last administration, what they've done to us, we can never, ever forget that. And today we are the hottest country anywhere in the world. Everybody respects us like no nation. Remember this, we're respected like no nation in the world is respected.
Kingless Kingdom says greatness was invented by America. Anything great that any other country did was because the greatness was borrowed from us. So true. So true. Go away, kick bounties.
Like us, every king, every prime minister, every president, they respect us more than any other country by far. 2 years ago, they laughed at us. Now it's only respect. And I want to tell you, the best is yet to come. So in conclusion, from the roaring waters of Niagara Falls to the shimmering gushes of oil and fire from our beloved Texas, from the magnificent fields of corn and wheat and barley of our farms in the Midwest, to the vast canyons of finance in New York City, from the billowing stacks of steel now being produced all over our country at record levels, to the car plants that are rising like we have never seen before. We have more plants under construction than we've had ever before. Automobile plants, something you didn't see of at all for 35 years.
I love how he says aeroplanes and automobiles. Aeroplanes and automobiles. It's just, people don't talk that way anymore.
Technology from the minds of geniuses that is being brought to life in all corners of our country, from the snow-capped peaks of the Rockies to the white sand shores of the Gulf of America.
It's ours.
And to right here in the Black Hills of the Dakotas. After 250 years, American freedom still rings. The American dream still lives, and the American flag still flies more proudly than ever before over the people who will not quit, the nation that will not fail, the country that will not fall. No matter how hard the enemy tries, we cannot be beaten. Tomorrow we reach a milestone like no other and celebrate with joyful hearts and soaring spirits, because after 2.5 centuries, we know that this is not an ending. This is only the beginning of the golden age of America. And together we will make America bigger, better, and stronger than ever before. I promise you that. It's an honor to be your president. Thank you very much, and happy Independence Day to all. God bless you all. God bless you all. Thank you.
Oh, they cut it off too soon. All right, now we're rather lacking on the tip goal here today, and I'm tempted to just end it here. I think that's probably what Mrs. Kingpild would advocate for, but I shall intercede. I shall intercede. I'm the good cop. I will intercede on your guys' behalf, and I will trust that you guys will at least get us past halfway if I play this next one, because it would just be wrong to not play them both together. So please do go, folks. Tips.kingpill.com, and let's watch President Trump's July 4th remarks celebrating America 250. Thank you for the kicks, Emperor.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 45th and 47th President of the United States of America, President Donald J. Trump.
Patriot Lee!
He provides a positive vision of America and the future.
That's all we need. Yes. Just give me a positive vision of my country. My people are crying out for it. They need to see the vision. President Trump is here to provide it for us. Thank you, MGuess. The lion surveys the savannah. All those patriots who braved the elements so they could see their president.
Good evening, America. If you think that was easy, it wasn't. And I want to thank everybody because they did the right thing. They saw lightning, and I said, there's no way if we have to speak in front of one person at 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm going to be here. There's no way we can be deterred. And they estimated they had 375,000 people before everybody had to leave. And they now have 150,000 people. It's the craziest thing anyone's ever seen. At least. And I want to just thank you. And
150,000 patriots stayed, stuck it out. And boy, how were they paid off.
I feel so badly about some people. They left and they couldn't get back. But you're very special people. And we have a very special country. Thank you very much. Tonight we come together for one of the most joyous and glorious milestones of all time, and you know what that is, 250, the 250th anniversary. And I do have to say this. One of my very brilliant people backstage said, don't worry about it, sir. We can do it maybe next week. I said, it doesn't work next week. This is the big day. We want July 4th. We're not looking for July something else. Because this is the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence. Nothing like it. For 2.5 centuries, our American republic has stood as the crowning achievement of human history. This country is the home of freedom. This is the land of liberty. And this is a flag ever to exist on the face of the earth. And we're doing better now than we've ever done before.
There were some weird kind of connection issues. I think it was probably because of the storm or something. So I think there's probably a couple of times in here where it jumps. There was some weird broadcasts as well. Like we were watching the Fox broadcast for a while as it transitioned into the fireworks show. And didn't even realize the fireworks show had started because they were just like zoomed in on Trump sitting there. And you couldn't hear anything or see what was happening. It's kind of weird stuff that happened.
No people have done more good, shown more courage, made more progress, righted more injustice, or achieved more greatness than you, the American people. For 250 years, the United States of America has been the hope, the promise, the light, and the glory among all of the nations of the world. All over the world, they try and be like us. Nobody can be like us. And with God's help, we will always be this or even better. We're going to be better. Here on our national mall, we're celebrating freedom's triumph over tyranny, liberty's conquest over oppression, and the enduring victory of the American spirit from the July 4th, 1776 to July 4th, 2020. 26 big dates. That's big dates, 2 big ones. And tonight our country is...
This little light artifact here showing up on the bulletproof glass, and shows up a number of times throughout it, and I was like, what is that? What is that? Why is that there? What's happening?
Is stronger, freer, richer, safer, and prouder than ever before. But it all started with the miracle of history that lives forever in the heart of every single patriot. In Philadelphia, our founding fathers summoned the courage of giants and the...
I love it when he says patriot.
...wisdom of centuries to boldly proclaim these timeless truths. They declared that all men are created equal, that they are endowed with sacred, unalienable rights by the hand of our Creator, and that our Creator, and that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. In signing their names to the roster of freedom, those 56 patriots put everything at risk, stepped onto the stage of destiny, and seized a victory for the ages, and that's what it was. And this is an evening for the ages, I believe. This is something very special. This is bigger than if we didn't have the lightning blaring. We had lightning blaring, but this is bigger. Little more inconvenient, but it's bigger. I think in its own way, it's more beautiful. From the beginning, we were a nation that lived by the motto, victory or death, and live free or die.
It was the fact that you had the extra element of the storm and the delay and kind of the building energy from that, and all of the electricity in the air. It did make it better. And this is what could be more American.
1 out of every 100 Americans gave their lives in the fight for independence. To remind us of who these heroes were and what they gave us, we are honored to have here tonight in the heart of our nation's capital one of the very first American flags ever to exist. Dating back to 1777, it bears the 13 stars and 13 stripes of the 13 states that declared independence on the 4th of July.
Look at that beautiful flag.
There it is. This was the flag that flew victorious at Saratoga. And these are the real deals, too. These are the real flags. These are flags that have seen a lot. These were the stars and stripes that flew triumphant when the British waved the white flag of surrender at Yorktown. That was a big surrender. Nobody thought that was possible. They were the greatest power of
the British waved the white flag
of the world, and they surrendered, and that was the beginning. Ever since, the entire world has been on notice that Americans will never let anyone take our freedom away. Won't happen.
The entire world has been on notice ever since the Limeys backed down.
Happen. And all these talks from the communists, they haven't got a chance. Not even a chance. We don't want communists in our country.
Soundboard.
Never worked, and it never will work. Americans must never forget that we are a historic and heroic people with a heroic spirit and a heroic purpose on this beautiful earth of ours. We are made of the courage and the fire and the flesh and the blood of the best and the bravest people this world has ever produced. We are the bravest and the best. Tonight we pledge allegiance to the flag they gave us, and we say, God bless the immortal patriots of 1776 and long...
Immortal patriots! Just... I'm being bludgeoned by an iron bar of troops.
Long live the cause of independence. May it reign forever and ever and ever. We will always be on top. We will never let our country fall. We will always be the best. Our
We'll
founders
always be on top.
not only won our liberty, they secured it with the most righteous.
My president is a powerful alpha male. He knows what it's like to always be on top.
Political document ever conceived. It's called the Constitution of the United States. Very special. And it's because of their genius.
Thank you, Atreides, for the gifted subs.
That we remain the finest people on the planet after 250 years. Unlike so many others in the world, in this country, we have freedom of speech, freedom of religion, equal justice under the law, although I wasn't treated that well, but we won't get into that. And the right to keep and bear arms. And for the almost 6 years that I was president, I guarded very, very powerfully your Second Amendment, and they didn't do a thing to it, and it was not easy. But we guard your Second Amendment. We guard it very, very strongly and cautiously.
I like how he's framing it as like their responsibility is to guard and protect these things. They're our delegates to protect our sacred institutions.
Across the generations, Americans have fought, bled, and died, not just to secure those rights, but to expand them to citizens of every race, religion, color, and creed, because we are one people. We are one family. You showed that tonight with one flag. And as our Declaration of Independence tells us, we are all made in the image of one Almighty God.
Hindus BTFO'd.
And a communist will never say that. That's for sure. Few heroes remind us of
Godless
these truths
communists.
more than William Carney, who escaped slavery to become a Union soldier in the Civil War, which was a very big deal at the time. On the front lines of battle, he saw a comrade struck down by enemy fire while carrying the Stars and Stripes, and Sergeant Carney dove to the ground to keep the flag from touching the mud. He didn't want to have it touch the ground. He didn't want to have it touch
They're calling him the good Carney.
The mud. He wanted it to be perfect. He raised it high above the field and was shot 4 times. They thought he was gone, but he kept moving forward. He loved our country. He loved our flag. Before he returned to camp and announced, "Boys, the old flag never touched the ground." And he became the first African American to receive the Congressional Medal of Honor. He got the Congressional Medal of Honor. And he was the first African American, and he was some man. They've written stories about him. He was something special. With us tonight to celebrate this forward march of freedom is another Medal of Honor recipient, Colonel Paris Davis, whose courage won eternal glory in Vietnam. He helped lead a surprise attack on 100 enemy combatants. They said he was finished. His whole group was finished. And despite multiple life-threatening wounds, saved the lives of his fellow soldiers. And this evening he stands to salute the only flag of its kind, the one that was draped over the casket of President Abraham Lincoln in Independence Hall. Thank you very much. Great.
Living Dead says, "You believe we were created by God, the correct one, or you believe in Marx. Nothing in between. Yet another truth." America even invented black people. Look at how straight he's holding himself up.
He looks better than I do. He looks great, and he's brave. Because of heroes like these, our flag will always be a symbol of liberty and justice for all. Colonel Davis, thank you very much. Great man. Great man. Thank you. America.
Mrs. Kingfield says, tip your streamer. I broke our truck. Guys, please. I'm begging you. Save me.
Americans expanded the blessings of freedom, and we have never stopped expanding our ambitions and our dreams. We had the American dream. We never had the American dream, however, like we have it right now. The American dream is back, very strong, beautiful. You know, to get into our military now is tough. 2 years ago, we couldn't fill a job, and now it's overflowing. We have so many, setting records. We're setting records. It's actually hard to get in. That includes our great police forces and our firemen. They couldn't hire anybody. Nobody wanted to do it. Now it's hard to get those positions, but it's really hard to get into our military because people respect and love our country again. Our rise to being the world's strongest and most powerful nation was no accident of history. We rebuilt our military in my first term. We used it a little bit in our, actually I should say third term, but I won't do that because I don't want any controversy. But we use it, and we've had tremendous success. You look at Venezuela, you look at Iran, we wiped it out. Wiped out their military. Americans crossed the Great Plains, scaled the Rockies, tamed. We just tamed the wilderness and conquered the frontier and built the empire. It's called the Empire of Liberty. We laid down the railroads, raised up the skyscrapers, those beautiful skyscrapers, and dug out the Panama Canal, considered the 8th wonder of the world, which everyone said was an impossible thing to do. And by the way, 38,000 Americans died to give us one of the greatest engineering feats of all time, the Panama Canal. This was the unstoppable spirit that created the world's most powerful industries and built the strongest military anyone had ever seen.
Column Rush, thank you for the super chat. He says, it must suck to be anything but American. So true, so true. Imagine being anything but American. I can't. It's just unfathomable. The great empire of liberty.
And today it is stronger and more powerful than it ever was before. American grit, boldness, and daring forged heroes like Davy Crockett, Wyatt Earp, Annie Oakley, Teddy Roosevelt, and the legend of the Wild West, Buffalo Bill Cody. These were great, powerful people whose incredible grandchildren happen to be with us tonight. And they stand alongside one of the first American flags ever to fly over our expanding nation. It was carried west just as Lewis and Clark began their journey in 1803. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Great to have you. Great to have you, to honor this audacious and indomitable soul of America. We also have the first flag ever to fly over one of the greatest architectural feats of all time, a thing called the Brooklyn Bridge, one of the most beautiful bridges anywhere in the world, built a long time ago. To its right, the banner that flew atop our flagship after America's Navy sank the Spanish fleet to the bottom of the Manila Bay, one of the greatest naval victories in history. Much like our recent victory by sinking the entire Iranian Navy, 159 ships, to the bottom of the sea, all done in just a moment's time, happened very quickly. We have the greatest military anywhere in the world. Kaboom. And next to it, we also have the flag that was given to that immortal, just a fantastic, immortal Rough Rider, the one and only. And I was at the museum the other day at its opening. Theodore Roosevelt when he returned triumphant from Cuba, printed with the words, "Welcome home, Colonel Roosevelt." He was a victor of San Juan Hill. He was a great gentleman. Americans won the West and built the modern world because America is a nation of winners. And today, our country is winning again, and we're winning like never before.
So true!
America is back, and we want to keep America great, and we will do so by approving the Save America Act, which means all voters must show voter ID. All voters all voters must provide a little
his little chuckle when he stumbles over his words.
thing called proof of citizenship. And there will be no mail-in ballots except for illness, disability, military deployment, or travel. And you won't have cheating on the elections anymore. It's very simple. Together, we are also reasserting the truth that American strength and power is not something to be ashamed of. It is something that we are very, very proud of.
We are proud of American strength and power. How dare anyone ever try to make us ashamed of our great strength and power.
This country has been the greatest force for peace and justice on earth. In the last
Thank you, Kate. She says the way Trump had each veteran salute different historical flags in his speech was pure keno. My president knows how to deliver pristine theatrics. So true, Kate. Pristine theatrics.
White males way up. White males have gone through the roof. White males way up.
the last century, we defeated tyrants, demolished evil, and saved freedom again and again and again.
Demolished evil. America's sacred duty. This is what we do. We demolish evil again and again and again. Communism has existed for thousands of years, and so have Americans. Here to destroy communism, to demolish evil.
Ken Schubring was 19 years old when he survived the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor. After enemy planes sank ships like the USS Arizona, he resolved
Japanese communists
that he would help America strike back and win. He wanted them to strike back and win. Flying B-29s in the Pacific, Ken fought from the first day to the very last. He was in the war right from the first day, and he went to the last day and all the way to the enemy's unconditional surrender. We got an unconditional surrender. He was there.
You could tell Trump's like, oh yeah. Oh, you gotta love an unconditional surrender. That's the ultimate mogging. Achieving an unconditional surrender. Straight Buster says, communists killed Julius Caesar. So true. So true. Notorious communist Brutus. My great-grandpa was on Wake Island and was taken captive by the Japanese and spent a couple of years in a Japanese prison camp as a prisoner of war, and saw some just horrifying atrocities. But one of the stories that he told was how there was a prison guard who was drunk and raging, and he pulled out his sword. He was angry at my great grandpa. He pulled out his like a katana, like samurai sword or whatever, and brought it down on top of my grandpa's head. And he had a little roll of toilet paper that he kept. He could tear off little squares of it, and the place he stored it was under his hat on top of his head. And the toilet paper saved his life.
At 104 years old and looking really good, Captain Schubring is here tonight, and he is saluting the flag that went down with the Arizona at Pearl Harbor, but was raised back up with the help of some unbelievable American patriots.
Look at that patriot.
It's a symbol of American defiance, please.
What a beautiful old man. "104 years old.
Thank you, Captain. Thank you, Captain.
Bobby Bob makes this dude
Great job.
Biden.
Thank you very much. You have very good genes. That's his son. His son's going to be around a long time. Thank you very much, Captain. On D-Day in World War II, Navy Lieutenant Arthur Rose commanded 36 landing craft as part of the largest naval armada in history. Recalling that sight, he wrote home to his parents, "What a country we are." At 107 years old.
107. Living Dead says if this doesn't get to you, then get out of the country. I refuse to even attempt to model the mind that can find something to be cynical about here. I say again, a truc. If you feel so inclined to try to find something cynical about any of this, turn in your passport. GTFO! We don't want you here.
Lieutenant Rose is here to salute one of our nation's most prized possessions, the flag that flew aboard the first landing craft on D-Day and led the first Americans onto the beaches of Normandy to liberate Europe and defeat Nazi fascism forever.
This man is 107. He's there to salute the flag, but he wants to see the people.
Lieutenant Rose, you are an inspiration to this beautiful crowd, and we thank you very much. Amazing man. 107. It's 107.
Life Support Unplugged says we have
on
the
Iwo
oldest
Jima
Patriots.
in the Pacific, the Marines faced some of the most brutal combat in the history of warfare. They shed their blood for every inch of mountain that they reached. And when they reached the summit and raised the stars and stripes for all to see, it was so special to everybody there. Everybody there and everybody watching. They couldn't believe it. It wasn't supposed to happen. With us today is one of the last survivors of that battle, 101-year-old Marine Corporal Don Graves. And he's here to salute that famous flag he saw rise in the glory of Iwo Jima 81 years ago, and you've all seen that flag many times. So, ladies and gentlemen, these are the fighters and the banners of the greatest generation. They are the greatest generation. I hate to admit that, but they are. They saved the world and they made America very, very proud. We're very proud of you, heroes all. And after we vanquished fascism, Americans stood against the evil of communism.
By the way, if you note, the guy who's standing up is the oldest one out there.
Very, very proud. We're very proud of you, heroes all. And after we vanquished fascism, Americans stood against the evil of communism in the Cold War. And as I said last night at the beautiful Mount Rushmore, what a beautiful place, where Washington, Jefferson, Lincoln, and Theodore Roosevelt loomed over my shoulder as I spoke, America will never be a communist country.
Speaking in the shadow of giants.
Won't happen. Communism is a loser, and it always will be. The communist system is the opposite of the American system, and the communist system has never worked. Our warriors did not fight communism on battlefields across the world, only to have that menace rear its ugly head right back here in America. We're not going to let it happen.
Yes. You know, there's all the people who, the unensouled, who want to complain about communism, stupid like boomer stuff or whatever. This isn't just being like, oh, communism bad. No, listen to the way that he describes it. He's like, this is an evil, inhumane war against all that is good and beautiful. This is a persistent evil. This isn't just some little temporary blip or something. No, this is our great cosmic battle is against the evil of communism. Communism is Luciferian.
We like to stop a threat like that immediately and before it begins. It's like a cancer. You got to cut it out. You got to cut it out fast.
Cut out the cancer of
Tonight
communism.
we proudly thank veterans of the war on communism, including Marine Corporal Pat Finn and Private First Class Rudy Meekins, who fought at the famed Battle of Chosin Reservoir in Korea. That was a rough one. Thank you. Pat fought in hand-to-hand combat with the enemy.
Look at that old boy. Hand-to-hand combat.
He had 5 against him, and he was 1. And as you can see, he's around to talk about it. And Rudy was wounded 4 times, but never stopped shooting, and he never stopped moving forward. And also with us is veteran Sonny Ray, who fought heroically against an enemy force 10 times his unit size and earned a tremendously deserved Silver Star. Tonight they salute one of the very first 50-star flags.
Thank you, Nevsky. Congratulations to long string of digits that looks like it says Jews at the beginning and at the end.
To fly above the field of battle. This was about the beginning of the 50. And right next to it is one of the last flags from Checkpoint Charlie, very famous place on the Berlin Wall, where American freedom finally brought communism crashing down to an end. Thank you so much. You are really very special. Thank you.
Their grandkids don't dare play K-pop for them.
Thank you very much.
Checkpoint Charlie mentioned.
The Stars and Stripes cast the hammer and sickle into oblivion before, and we will do it again if necessary. I don't think it's going to be necessary. I think people have learned. They've learned what to do and how to handle it, and we're going to handle it very well. So, gentlemen, I want to thank you very much. You're amazing people, amazing men. Thank you. How about that, huh? Isn't that great?
Absolute patriots.
What an honor it is to be with them. Think of it, 107. That's up there, but hopefully he's got 20 good years left.
He wants him to be a record breaker. My president's a young old whippersnapper compared to him.
Through the generations, Americans have never stopped striving to lift humanity to new heights. In 1903, the Wright brothers from Ohio fulfilled the age-old dream of mankind to fly. That's right, they're from Ohio, great state. And within 66 years of inventing the airplane, Americans planted our flag on the moon.
Airplane.
Just 3 months ago, we sent American astronauts back to the far side of the moon, and this time they flew further from Earth than anyone has ever flown before. And here they are. So tonight we're joined by that crew of NASA, Artemis, you know the crew, everybody. Artemis 2, and everybody watched. Isn't that amazing? And they became very famous. Everybody watched. I was watching. I don't know what it was. That one got the attention of everybody. And along with the last man to walk on the moon, Apollo 17 astronaut Jack Schmitt. Thank you, Jack. You look like you could be with them, Jack. You look very good. You look very good, Jack. Thank you very much. What a job. Everybody.
My president knows exactly how to gas up the Patriots. You're looking great, Jack.
Very good. You look very good, Jack. Thank you very much. What a job. Everybody was watching. I was with a group of people that normally wouldn't be watching, and we're having a big dinner, and they all said, we want to turn on, we want to watch Artemis 2. A lot of people said, what is that? By the end of the evening, they knew. It was amazing. And along with Jared, where's Jared? He's so great. He's running NASA. What a job he's done. So I want to thank you all. Thank you very much. Great job.
Jared was busy doing flyovers. We've got a NASA administrator doing flyovers in fighter jets. What a time to be alive. Living Dead says he's so sincere throughout this whole address. I just can't see how at least that part isn't still obvious to the libs and retards. You're lacking a soul. You are unensouled if you can't see how much this means to him.
So these champions of flight stand this evening beside the flag flown on the Wright brothers airplane.
By the way, thank you, Stray Buster, for the $25 worth of magical internet money. Appreciate you, buddy.
Piloted by Orville Wright. It's the exact flag, very historic, and they are honored to be here. They told me today they were really amazed to be here with that flag. That's a very special flag if you're in the world of flying aircraft. So congratulations to everybody. Fantastic job. Very proud of you. And I have a special gift for these patriots. This morning on America's 250th birthday, a new flag was flown above the United States Capitol. And tonight I present it to you to soon be planted by American astronauts on their upcoming return to the moon. And in addition to that, I gave them and all of the great heroes that you saw up on stage tonight and a few others that couldn't quite make the stage, I gave them a very special medal from the White House, so it's an honor. Thank you very much, everybody. Appreciate it. So then I assume you're going to be heading to Mars, right? We're going to be going to Mars very soon. And I think that's something that we do have in mind, and we're going to do the moon, and we're going to go from there. We're going to go to Mars, and we're going to continue to be way ahead. You know, we did Space Force. That was something I was very proud of, and some people smiled. They thought it was foolish, and now they're finding it's one of the most important things that we've done. We were losing to China and to Russia in space, and now we're leading them by giant steps, and it's a great thing, and it's people like that really, like you, that made it happen. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you very much, Jeff. So as we celebrate America's unmatched achievements and unlimited potential, we never forget that none of this would have been possible without those who gave everything so that we could reach this 250th year of freedom. We are honored to be joined by 11 Gold Star family members. The Gold Star family, that is one of the great tributes. It's one of the great honors, a tough honor. There's nothing tougher than that. But these are amazing people. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Come on.
Magoo says all these 100-year-old patriots are taking the stage after 11 p.m. too. That's a good point. That's a good point. And then they sat and watched. I played that video yesterday of them just sitting there in their wheelchairs watching the fireworks show. Just absolute scenes. Complete cinema. Chud Delivery Guy.
Welcome to the sock, homos. USA, USA, USA.
So true, Dale. Thank you, Chud Delivery Guy, you patriot. Josh Ham says Trump is rebuilding the mythos of American heroes for American youth. Theodore Dragonsbane says we invented flying and people don't think we can make it to Mars. Absurd. Yeah, Living Dead, we're built different.
Come on up.
These are Americans.
They went through a lot. Thank you very much. And that special person is looking up there and looking down at mom and dad, husband, wife, but they're looking down with great pride. You know that. You know that. And we want to thank you for being here. Thank you very much. And we have medals for you backstage. I brought them. I thought I'd be handing them out about 2 hours ago, 3 hours ago. But we're going to be backstage, and we have beautiful medals for you, for your family. from the White House. Thank you very much, everybody. We love you. On this special 4th of July, we give you our undying gratitude and promise.
Take my money.
Thank you, 7%er. Pushed us over the halfway mark. One of our great MAGA grandmas. Thank you.
To redeem the sacrifice of your heroes by preserving the America that they loved. They loved our country. They sacrificed it all. And these people have sacrificed it all. They've been through hell. We love you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Look at that young patriot.
From 1776 to today, everywhere the American flag has flown, it has been a symbol of strength, righteousness, and hope, because that is who Americans are.
Yes.
In 1944, a mother and her daughter huddled in their house in Nazi-occupied Belgium and prayed desperately for their country to be freed. They wanted freed.
You hear that, Belgium? You remember who freed you?
They found scraps of fabric and stitched together a homemade American flag. It's beautiful, but homemade. On the day they were finally liberated, and that's what the word is, liberated, they gave it to an American soldier as a gift.
The Empire of Liberty.
Little did they know that that soldier's great-grandfather was none other than the author of our Star-Spangled Banner, Francis Scott Key.
What a story!
And tonight, the next generation of the Key family is with us. Thank you very much. Please. Thank you. Major Kyle Key has spent 23 years in the U.S. Army, highly respected, and this evening he proudly salutes the old flag that was made by the Belgian woman so beautifully, and who knew that America means hope and freedom. Congratulations, and thank you for being here very much.
So that guy, he's the great-grandson of Francis Scott Key. They get the generations right there. Great.
And in conclusion, from a declaration in Philadelphia to victory at Yorktown, from the bustling factories of the heartland to the towering snow-capped summits of Alaska, from the endless frontier of the open Wild West,
wait for it,
to the magnificent sand dunes at Kitty Hawk, from the glimmering skyline of Manhattan to the far side of the moon, just saw that, and from the now safe and beautiful capital of Washington. Think of it, Washington, D.C., our capital.
The far side of the moon is America's as well. The moon is the 51st state. The moon is American. You heard it right here. He said it.
Our capital is now safe, gleaming, and beautiful again. It's safe again. Went from a very unsafe place 2 years ago to one of the safest cities in the country and one of the most beautiful. To the gleaming...
Thank you for giving the moon to us, President Trump. A fine gentleman known as Donald John Trump. Have you heard of him? He gave the moon to America.
Waters of the Gulf of America.
The Amunica.
There is no challenge Americans cannot overcome. There is no place we cannot go. There is no goal we cannot reach, and there is nothing that Americans cannot do, and we're proving that right now. Our stock market is the strongest it's ever been. We have $19.2 trillion being invested in our country, which is 6 times more than ever happened before.
Ozzy Steve!
We're building.
Red, white, and blue, shooting for the stars with you.
Oh my God! Oh, you broke Dale! Ah! Dale Monic! Aussie Steve, what have you done? Thank you for the $100, sir. Ozzy's showing up, dropping his nuts on the table.
A shekel for a good guy.
I fucking love trains!
We're building more factories in the United States than ever before. Everyone's 401ks are at the highest number they've ever been. And more people are working today in the United States than any time in the history of our country. But in this country, we can achieve the wildest and most impossible dreams. And no dream in history is bigger or more incredible than the one that started on July 4th, 1776. The war for independence was launched by Minutemen, farmers, blacksmiths, tradesmen, who took up their muskets against the mightiest army on earth, the most powerful army, an unbeatable army, until they met us.
Mm-hmm.
No one made them do it.
That's right.
They fought because they knew that a free people must have a free country. Over 250 years, the world has seen the great empires, vast kingdoms, mighty nations, and terrible tyrants. They came and they went. But after 2.5 centuries, this American republic still stands tall and strong, and we love each other. That showed tonight. You heard it was over, and what happened? You came back.
It's never over. We're always so back.
And this
President
American
Trump.
flag still waves proud and free and beautiful. We have thrived and flourished because our founders were great. Our cause was just. Our people are brave. Our culture is exceptional. And our destiny is written by God.
Yes! A heater!
And as we can see here tonight, after 250 years, the spirit of 1776 still lives within us all. It still roars in the hearts of our nation's capital. It still burns in the heart of every patriot. Thunders through every city and town, and it still lights the entire world with the glow of American liberty. And there is nothing like that. At 250 years old, we may be the oldest constitutional republic on earth, but our country is just getting started because the best is yet to come. This is only...
We're not going to let the communists take our future.
This is only the dawn of the golden age of America. And on this 250th 4th of July, we declare, just as they did 2.5 centuries ago, that for our country and for our children and for the cause of liberty, we are going to take our country to new levels, to levels not reached. We're going to make it bigger, better, stronger, and we're going to love it even more. And I just want to thank you, and the inconvenience of lightning can do that. But lightning will.
We're going to love it even more. What a thing to say. We are going to go to levels we've never been before. And we're going to love it even more.
And the inconvenience of lightning can do that. But lightning will never stop you. And I want to thank everybody. And we love you all. And it's an honor to...
Not even lightning can stop America.
...be your president. Thank you. God bless you all. God bless you all. Thank you.
The honor is ours, sir.
We have a great fireworks display tonight, and I'm going to be watching it with you. It's going to start very quickly. So thank you very much. You're going to really like this. Thank you very much, everybody.
The ultimate showman. The greatest showman, they're calling him. Hyper Giga Chad Galactic American Imperialism. So true, Theodore Dragonsbane. Living Dead says this time it's not a red scare. The red is scared of us. Run, you Reds. You're no match for the great strength and glory bestowed upon us by God, the great American Imperium. The Trumpenreich is well and truly underway. The Golden Age has begun. And in 1 hour, 6 minutes, and 23 seconds, Belgium is going to get both barrels. So thank you, everyone, for your contributions tonight in the chat, in the tip goal. You guys are all patriots of the highest order. Now I've got to go rescue my wife, figure out what's wrong with the truck. So I will leave you guys, after all of that, with the one and only, the greatest, Hulk.
When they took a shot at my hero, and they tried to kill the next president of the United States, enough was enough. And I said,